All right, what's up, TikTok? So, Shasta County, California, where I live, where we just have the craziest politics here that never cease to amaze me. I myself have really not been personally participating in a lot of the local politics, but I still see what's going on. And at one of our, I think our most recent Shasta County Board of Supervisors meeting, there was a part where the new registrar of voters, his name was Clint Curtis, he was brought in to explain a proposal. He had a presentation. And basically, I want to give some backstory on who Clint Curtis is. So, Clint Curtis is the new registrar of voters. He was the one chosen by our Shasta County Board majority who, instead of choosing the woman who should have gotten the job, the woman who is most qualified for the job, the woman who's already been basically doing the job for like 14 years, she was completely passed over because they wanted to install this person that is someone who aligns with the whole Trump people who believe that the 2020 election was fraudulent. So he's like part of that crowd, okay? But they wanted him instead. So they picked him. And instead of choosing the qualified, smart person. So he comes to the last board meeting and he's saying that he wants to move our official elections office to a new location. And parts of that, it's like, okay, well, we've been actually wanting a new elections office for a while, but, it obviously has to be done right. And so his suggestion was that we lease the old Joann's Fabrics building across town on Dana Drive, and we either lease it or buy it, but so that we can use that for our next election. That's insane to me for multiple reasons. One, why this close to the election? Okay, like one of the things Kevin Christ said that I actually agreed with was like, I don't like leasing. Why would we lease if we're not going to buy? And if it's this close to the election, we probably don't have enough time to figure out an entire deal to be able to buy it that's going to get approved and, have it be finalized before the election, and then also give them enough time to move all of the elections equipment in there and set it up and all this stuff before, June of next year. Okay. And so one of the things he was talking about, and the reason this is one of his concerns, is he wants to run a bunch of really high definition cameras that are live streaming, because of their whole transparency thing. They really want to be able to stare at every ballot and every person for their little transparency that no one would be asking for if the 2020 big lie didn't happen in the frickin' first place. And so what he literally went up there and said with his whole chest, in a government meeting as the registrar of voters of Shasta County, who is being paid $12,000 of taxpayer money per month to do this job. Yeah. He said he doesn't even need wires, and he's going to run all these high definition cameras through OBS, and that OBS puts out a Wi-Fi signal. And so in his mind, he thinks he can just connect a bunch of 4K plus high definition cameras that should be on a secured government network through the Wi-Fi that OBS creates on its own. Yep, I can hear all of you nerds, you tech people, you people who stream, people who know what OBS is, going, what the actual fuck right now? Because that is the exact reaction I had. So, OBS is a program. A program cannot emit a Wi-Fi signal. Hardware does that. So he's not understanding that all of these high-definition cameras that he wants to have need to be running through a computer that the program OBS is on. All right? And he doesn't understand how difficult it is, even if you're using a pretty decent gaming setup, the lag you still get when you're just trying to stream live in 1080p. Like for me, my computer's kind of old, but the hardware's still pretty decent. I have a GTX 980 Ti. I have an i7 processor, 24 gigs DDR5. I have a solid state drive. It's a decent. It still plays pretty much all new games, but when I stream on it, I still don't get full quality. And that's just a fucking 1080p resolution webcam. All right, he's talking about 4K plus government level cameras running wirelessly through the magic Wi-Fi that he thinks OBS magically generates. He doesn't understand that you need a computer, and you would need several computers or some crazy expensive supercomputer to handle all of these multiple live streams to the internet so people can watch them for your transparency. And he didn't even bring up the fact that you need a computer to run OBS. He thinks OBS as a computer program can create its own Wi-Fi signal that he can connect a bunch of high-definition cameras to wirelessly, and they'll just work flawlessly. That's insane. That's insane. So I was like, you know what? Well, shit. If our county is willing to spend the type of money that it would cost to buy these super high-end gaming computers to run his little live stream setup, we should just use those computers to mine cryptocurrency that goes directly into our county general fund when they're not being used for the pointless live stream that nobody really asked for. And then we could actually get crypto rich in the county, generate all the funds that we need for everything. Everybody's happy, everybody gets what they want, and politics go back to boring. God, this is like his first big thing he's brought to the table as the new ROV. And this is the level of competence that he's showing. I'm sure a lot of the frickin' boomers around here who have no idea what this means either think he sounds smart. But anybody who actually knows how this technology works is like, oh my God, you're a fucking poser. You've been telling everybody that you're some programmer, you're some technology expert, and you literally just said that. You literally just said OBS emits a Wi-Fi signal, and you can connect cameras directly to it and stream them all live for everybody to watch without a fucking computer or any wires. That's the competency level of our new Registrar of Voters of Shasta County.